standing on the pegs while riding off-road can really increase your confidence, because it can potentially give you a lot more control because you're able to shift your body weight, and this can give you increased balance, traction, and also reduce the amount of energy that you're using, so you're not getting exhausted as quickly. But if you're using the wrong standing position, then you're going to be using more energy, you're going to have less control, you're going to get exhausted quicker, you're going to tense up, and when you tense up, this makes it harder to use the brake, the throttle, the clutch, so you're more likely to stall it or not stop in time, fly off an edge, or run into a tree. So there's a couple really big signs to know for sure if you're using the right or the wrong standing position. One really common sign or symptom of not good standing position is if you're constantly death gripping the bars. Now, death gripping is when you're hanging on really tight, you're squeezing the bars and not relaxing your hands. Now, it's okay to do this every once in a while, like if you absolutely, like the bike seems like it feels like it's instantly gonna fall out from under you, you really need to grab the bars and pull the bike back upright. But if you're constantly death gripping the bars every time you come up to a steep hill, a challenging section, rocks, narrow trails with lots of trees, you're not standing right. If you're standing up and you have to clench the bars with your hands to stay in control, it's because you know that you're not going to be able to hang on to the bars if you don't hang on tight. Where on the flip side, if you're using good standing technique, you'll be able to relax your hands, and even if you're going over nasty obstacles, rocks and logs, even if you're gassing it hard or grabbing the brakes, even though this flat track bike doesn't have a front brake, if you're slamming on the brakes, you know that you're not going to have to squeeze onto the bars really tight just to hang on. And then another common sign that you have bad standing position is if you're constantly pushing and pulling on the bars, like you're doing a push-up or a pull-up. For example, if you're going through a set of whoops on the trail and you're going through them and you feel like you're pushing and pulling on the bars just to stay in control, it means the bike is controlling you and you're not staying in control of the bike. So you're putting too much pressure on your hands and arms and not enough in your hips and your legs. And this is often caused by standing up too tall. So if you're standing up too tall, you're either too far back, or if you're forward, you're putting all your weight on here. And you shouldn't be forward on the bike unless you're anticipating acceleration or going uphill. You shouldn't ever be standing up tall like this. And the only time you should be back on the bike is when you're going downhill or you're anticipating braking. So you want to be in the neutral position so that your weight is balanced, and then anytime you're preparing to go over an obstacle or up a hill or hit the throttle or hit the brake, you are shifting your body ahead of time to where it needs to be, so that when that obstacle or change in your body happens, then it'll push you back into that neutral position. And this allows you to relax your hands. And this is just one technique that I teach my students in my virtual dirt biker school that really helps them ride with confidence while reducing the risk of injury and not getting exhausted quickly. And I want to give you a free basic techniques guide to help get you started. You can get that at motocrosshideout.com/free lessons, or click the link in the description below. I'm Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more.